when you're ready. He threw 11 pitches, so he's up to 63. All three struck out looking. So it was all right, welcome back. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but the Power, they're still up 15-0 as we go to the bottom fifth. Right now, due up, we have Rivas, Gegg, and Bavacqua. So to recap where we left off before the difficulties, Landazuri was one pitch away from an immaculate inning. It was 8 pitches, 8 strikes. He struck out Freeman and Gandera looking. And Aiden Markovic eventually went down looking himself, but it was on a 2-2 count. So Landazuri, his best inning of the year by far, and was just that close to that that milestone, that one checkbox that very few pitchers reach, even the major pitchers, major league pitchers.
Yeah, you're talking about something that most players don't even get to, even a Maddox for that matter. Talking about a complete game with less than 100 pitches thrown in a ball game. It's a tough feat to make. There is one pitcher in the league, though, that has had an immaculate inning. Isaac Quintero did it in the PSL with the Bootleggers.
So 3 balls, 3 strikes to Andrew Rivas, the leadoff man. And Gonzalez still out there pitching for the Heat.
And how about Rivas as of late, just being able to provide another secondary piece of power to the Power? I swear I did not do that on purpose.
Are you sure?
It just slipped out of my mouth, I swear, man.
Yeah, so Rivas, it takes a 4-pitch walk. And yeah, here's Grayson Gegg. 1 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, but his ability to get the ball out of the park, just like KJ Moon has done so far this season. But Andrew Rivas is starting to look like he might become that more consistent guy with the ability to get the ball out of the park.
The 1-0 pitch. There's strike 1. That's the first strike thrown this inning by Gonzalez. He started off with 5 consecutive balls. As it stands, yeah, the Power, they're just enjoying this one.
I think they're just happy they got ice cream.
I think they're going to be happier for Casey Dill because we saw in the 700th win the other night, Andrew Starkey got a water, like a Gatorade bath, quote unquote, but it was water in the cooler instead. We could see Casey Dill get one tonight. And strike 3, Grayson Gegg goes down looking for out number 1.
It's a pretty tough pitch to take a take on right there. Outside, just off the plate by about a ball's length. Pretty close call.
Here's Garrett Bavacqua. So it's a 15-run lead for the Power. We're in the bottom 5th, 1 out and a runner on first. And I've said this multiple times in different scenarios when it comes to the Power. You know, usually there's ball 1. Their opponent fires a shot with a revolver, and the Power respond with a shot from a machine gun. And that is what we're seeing tonight in response to yesterday.
Well, not even them firing anything. They haven't even scored a single run yet in this game. They've just pulled that finger to that trigger the entire game long. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second, a run in the third, and then 6 runs in the previous half inning.
And there's ball 2. It's not too often you see a pitcher be pulled without recording a single out. We saw that last week, and now we see it again here.
Yeah, it's a pretty big rarity to see something like that.
There's foul ball, bounces off the dirt and then off the body of Bavakwa, kind of shaking his leg to get the pain out. It's 2 balls, 1 strike.
And the Havasu Heat, I'm for sure also is kind of resting a lot of their guys as well, because they obviously are not in our conference, but they do have their own conference that they have to get ready for, because their season's almost coming to an end as well.
And they have a different approach, though, when it comes to the batting order, because they have 8 of the 9 same guys as yesterday. So it's certainly not like they're going to rest their players and we don't care if we lose this game. They tried to they came out at a good start, 2 hits in the first inning but no runs. And so it didn't look like they were going to take this line down. Swing and a miss. Now it's a full count.
No, and if you're the Havasu Heat, that's the only thing you really can do is just continue to keep fighting and figure out ways to get runs in there. The other big thing yesterday was they were able to get a lot of runs because of some mental mistakes from the infield of the Power.
Oh, we said at the same time. There's strike 3 as Bavakwa goes down looking. He tossed the bat expecting it to be called ball 4. And that was outside.
Yeah, it was the same exact pitch as what Grayson Gay got rung up on. That ball was about 2 lengths off of the strike zone, but the umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt for the second out.
And here's Dalton Thomas. We're back to the bottom of the order for the 4th time today. Fouls that back against the net for strike 1. Gonzalez with that pitch is total up to 30. That's outside for ball 1. It's a 1-1 count. As we look ahead, there's one more game before the playoffs start for the Power. It's going to be on Friday night here against another non-conference opponent, the San Diego Stars. We've had a few teams from San Diego come out to Palm Springs, haven't we?
Yeah, we have seen that. And last year, too, with the San Diego Waves, when the Power played them in the playoffs down in, I believe, Pomona is when they had that playoff game. So plenty of teams in San Diego that we've seen.
And the San Diego United as well.
Mm-hmm.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Thomas.
We have fan appreciation night as well coming up on this Friday. So if you're a fan of the Power and you've been supporting them throughout the season, come out this Friday and show your appreciation one last time before we take a break for the rest of 2025.
The 2-2 pitch. It's a little bit of a bloop hit into right field, and it's gonna bounce in no man's land. That'll move Rivas up to second, so it's a 2-out single. Dalton Thomas has his second hit of the night.
A pretty well hit ball by Dalton Thomas, and he puts it pretty much in a very precarious spot for the defense. Both Moore and Gandara were going after it. Moore came in, he was playing pretty deep in right field, and Gandara from the second base position weren't able to get to that ball. And it basically just a blooper single into no man's land between the infield and the outfield players.
And most of the time, those can be caught if the first baseman or second baseman are standing in the right spot when the ball comes off the bat. But that time, those infielders were not. And as a result, the inning continues. There's ball 1 to Howler.
Yeah, Howler also, by the way, has yet to get a hit on the board. Every single Power player today in the lineup has gotten a hit, minus Howler. So a bit of a weird, floppy batting order origami. Because most of the time we've seen Austin Howler not going to hit in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, it's a 1-1 count to Howler, and you say origami. My mind immediately went to 5th grade when the classroom next to mine made those like origami cranes, and they hung them from the ceiling. That's baseball and origami, not two things you'd expect to expect combined, but you made a great analogy right there.
Mm-hmm. From the NFL football, we've also got the guys at Scoregami.
Yeah. Do we have Scoregami from Major League Baseball? Because it's kind of harder. It's harder to.
It's a lot harder for sure.
It's popped up. It's going to be foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ooh. One of the kids in the VIP box almost got knocked in the head by that baseball. Sorry, that for folks on the broadcast didn't mean to scare you there. It felt for that kid.
So Howler still has a 2-2 count. There's 2 outs in the bottom 5th. Runners at second and first. Another foul ball, and heads up as we have Miles Walton jumping out of the way to avoid getting hit in the ankle.
Yeah, so Howler is just trying to take out everybody tonight, huh?
Even his own teammates. Another 2-2. Another foul ball. He's just making Dom Gonzalez work for everything. And so for the players and the staff for the Power, and you're in the fifth inning, you're up by 15, you pretty much basically almost know the result right now. And if you're the fans, they know the result too, but there's something else on their mind that they're thinking of, and you know what that is. Mickey D's dessert.
I almost lost you there for a second, but yes, that's exactly what they're waiting for.
Ball 3, it's a wild pitch, and it almost results in a run advance. In fact, they do. He now caught himself in a pickle here is Andrew Rivas as he just gives up and is tagged out. So that was made it a 3-2 count, and so Haller's at bat will resume when we go to the bottom 6, and we'll be right back. And this is the first inning tonight where the Power have not scored. It's 15-0 after 5. We'll be right back here on YouTube and Fox Sports 1270 AM radio.
Like a family setting, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. They cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. Angel Landazuri is still on the mound. Could be his final game of the season. And now he's going to face 2, 3, 4 in the order.
Yeah, we talked about it in the break. We thought, usually in the situation, Casey Deal would pull the starting pitcher in a game that's 15-0, but because we're at the end of the season and this is the only time that Angel Landazuri can really have another chance against another team, they're just going to leave him out there to see how far he can go.
There's strike 1. And Semin is 1 for 2 tonight. He had the first hit of the game and then a fly out to right field, which ended the top of the 3rd. Landazuri sitting pretty. The win all but guaranteed. Slow grounder, and it's going to get over to Austin Howler. He dives and scoops it up, but the throw is not going to be in time. The placement on that hit was just perfect, and so it'll be a leadoff single. Now Semin is 2 for 3.
It's a tough play to make from Austin Howler. That's basically an MLB attempt. They have a pinch hitter coming in, by the way. And you talk about Howler being, at least he got up off the ground and made that attempt right there. That's a pretty good play. But obviously just not in time to get anything there.
And here's Joe Miller, pinch hitting. So we're going to have 3 different batters in the 3 spot tonight. And Joe Miller is the 3rd now. Whoa, heads up. That one, would have clotheslined somebody. That foul ball soars off bounces off the net, soaring right above the heads of everyone in the Heat dugout. 0-1 pitch, and there's strike 2 as he fouls that off way over towards the visitors' batters boxes. Landazuri turning, keeping an eye on Brendan Semin. Strike 3, and Joe Miller will go down looking for out number 1.
We got another pinch hitter coming up here. Looks like
we got number 14, Sean McGinty.
Now batting number 14, Sean McGinty.
Well, yeah, we'll see if these changes also factor in on defense as well, because we could have 3 different right fielders for playing for the Heat tonight if this trend continues. So difference. Oh, there's strike 1 as he fouls it back against the net. Interesting decision though, because Jay Cook he's 2 for 2, and while he has nothing to show for it because there's no runs scored and the batters for the Heat tonight just aren't being productive, it's very interesting to see. Just even though your team really, at this point in the game, has little chance of winning, why you wouldn't keep someone in like that. But
yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing too, Charlie. And just, you have a guy who has been hitting pretty well throughout the night. Might as well just leave him out there and switch somebody else out. But I'm not the coach, obviously, so I guess he's given more time to other guys, but it's also a little bit interesting, too, because he's got Jackson Barnett still up on deck, who's supposed to come up to bat next.
So it's an 0-2 count to McGinty. Swings and misses, and there's strike 3. So the last 6 pitches have been strikes by Landazuri.
Now batting number 9, Jackson Barnett.
And Jackson Barnett, he's not out of the batting order. He's still in. And he comes up 0 for 2. A strikeout and a fielder's choice to his name tonight.
And Landazuri has double-digit strikeouts tonight with 10 now. That's the 4th time he's had more than 10 strikeouts in a game.
And there's, speaking of which, he's now 2 strikes away from it happening again as that's fouled off into the park next door. Landazuri taking his time in between pitches. Nice cool breeze here tonight. It's still blowing southeast. The 1 pitch, that's a slow bouncer. Is it going to be in foul territory? It is. It's hard to tell from our vantage point up here. That bounced too high. I had to wait for it to come back down to earth.
And if anything is an indication of what the Power is going to look like in the playoffs this weekend, and obviously we can tell you all about it all day, but we'd rather have the fans come out here and support the Power in person. But talk about the indication about the offensive power that we've seen from the Power today. 12 hits, 15 runs scored in all those hits. But the big question to me is, how is the pitching going to hold up when we get to the playoffs?
We will get an answer soon enough, and that is a slow chopper, and it's going to roll into foul territory. And good decision there by Chavez, just let it roll foul. He could have thrown him out at first. Instead, just waits and doesn't want to take that risk.
I mean, that's still a good idea, because when you have a runner already halfway down the baseline towards that first base bag, and if you have a chance to let that ball roll out, let it roll out. And if it doesn't, nothing wrong with that. You got 2 outs already. Just get another guy to come up here. But good decision there by Chavez.
And so that's a decision that infielders sometimes have to make, and it sometimes comes back to haunt them because it never goes foul, and they just gave up an easy tag out. And so you usually see catchers and third basemen who are the ones that catch the heat for that. So it's still an 0-2 count to Barnett. Swings, that's going to be in fair territory. Cato Kleiman scoops it up, going to throw it over to first. Oh, and it bounces away from Kirkland. That might be E6. And be at safe at first is Barnett, and going all the way to third is Brendan Semin.
He tried to take a hopper in the dirt about halfway between the front and back side of the infield dirt and tried to gun down Jackson Barnett running down the first base line, and Just makes a bad throw, a one-hopper off the ground that Mark Kirkland didn't really have a chance to make.
And he was waiting for it. He's usually, Mark Kirkland, we always see like the ankle brace on his right leg because he's a lefty and he wants to protect that. And he kind of sticks it out. Well, he does the same thing when he's at first waiting for a throw, and that time it just bounced too soon. So here's Caleb Eisenhower. Takes strike one.
Yeah, my big question coming into the playoffs is which type of pitchers do you use? We saw Richie Almavisca, who, by the way, is really good on the road for whatever reason. He has given up runs here at home, but on the road, he's a really good pitcher.
Down to the last strike in this inning once again, or the Heat. Landazuri looking to finish it here, and there's only the second time tonight is there a Heat base runner at third. Just wants to complete the shutout. 0-2, foul ball. He stays alive.
And the thing for me is, who do we expect to be the pitcher in the first game? Do you put McNeely? Do you put Trevor Eby? Do you put Kenny Keller? Which type of pitcher would we expect to kind of see in those playoffs? That's the big question for the Power coming into this weekend.
Casey Dill has a big decision to make. He's going to look at, I think he's going to look at matchups because we played the Inland Valley Pirates 4 times this year. Which pitchers that are still on the roster did the best and which ones didn't? That's going to be the decision. He swings and gets a piece of it, so he'll stay alive. It's still 0-2.
Yeah, you saw Chavez behind the plate there, a little bit frustrated because he thought he had the ball in his mitt, and it just bounced off from the force off the foul ball from Caleb Eisenhower. But McNeely did pretty good against the Pirates in that first game of that series. He went for 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, and only gave up a run.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the first, for the Inland Valley Pirates and the Palm Springs Power this year, the road team has won all 4 games. Oh, what a scoop up by Mark Kirkland, and then he lobs it kind of a no-look over to Landazuri, who tags the base in time for a 3-1 putout. That was really close, and I wouldn't have been surprised if he was called safe, but they save it. There's still no runs for the Heat. We're through 5.5. The Power up 15-0. You're listening to Palm Springs Power YouTube and Fox Sports 1270 AM radio.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito.
Welcome back. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Ian Razzo now pitching for the Heat. And Austin Haller, his plate appearance was cut short because Andrew Rivas was caught stealing, but he's not leading off. Instead is Isaac Rodriguez.
For the Power, number 16, Isaac Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez takes ball 1. Ball 2.
Yeah, a bit of a reverse now. I think we're going to start seeing some of the replacements start coming in here for the Power since they're up 15-0 and give the guys who started yesterday, that extra reps that they kind of wanted.
That's a slow bouncer over to third. And the throw's in time to retire Rodriguez. 5-3 put out, 1 away in the bottom of the 6th. And we'll see here's Cato Kleinman. And the 5th inning marks the first and only inning thus far today that he has not batted in. It just shows to the dominance of the batting order tonight for the Power. Ball 1.
Yeah, and you talked about the ability of the Power to bring in all these guys and really show off how good they've been this season. And especially in this last stretch, we're seeing a lot more cohesion from the Power so far than what we've seen in the past since the beginning of this season. There wasn't a whole lot there from the Power, but now they're trying to bring it a little bit. They're bringing it together to make this final playoff push.
It's a 2-1 count, and yes, this is exactly what you're looking for when the team is looking for the 3rd CPCL championship in a row. Strike 2. The 2-2 pitch from Razo, and that gets off the inside of the bat, but just past the second baseman. He gets his glove on it and slows it down as it goes into right field towards Miller. And so that's a 1-out single. So now Cato Kleinman is 2 for 3. And we have another pinch hitter. Here's Keaton Nato in the 3 spot for Miles Walton.
Yeah, so pretty much closes the door on that ideal. And, yeah, Casey Dill's bringing in a lot of the subs that he had in yesterday.
So strike 1, and yeah, Nato, we'll see if these changes kind of get mirrored into defensive substitutions as well. The 0-1 pitch, way outside, ball 1, good eye. The 1-1 finds the bottom of the zone. Any lower, it probably would have been a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Razo is ahead in the count for the first time. This is the 3rd batter he's faced since coming in. Ball 2. Strike 3, and that retires Keenan Nato for out number 2.
Now batting number 40, Noah Ariola.
Here's Noah Ariola pinch hitting. Let's see if he goes to first for Kirkland when we go to the top of the 7th. But he had that solo home run yesterday that brought the Power within 5, but it wasn't nearly enough. And so he's looking to see if he can get a second one here against the Havasu Heat in this series. Strike 1.
Yeah, and this is why Casey Dill brought this power hitter in Noah Ariola. We saw him spend time with the Bootleggers this year. He had knocked in 2 home runs. He knocks one here as the Power. So another big bat that they've kind of been looking for this season as well.
Well, there's strike 2, so the Power are down to their last strike. The final line for Dom Gonzalez, by the way, 2 innings pitched, 41 pitches, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, but no runs. Ball 1.
Bit off the plate right on that pitch. 15 inches of break on that slider.
Swing and a miss. There's strike 3. And so the Power for the second inning in a row don't get any runs, but it's for nothing as they're up 15-0. But we're going to the top of the 7th. We'll see if those changes are on defense as well. Through 6, 15-0 Power. You're listening to Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power on YouTube.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
All right, welcome back. It is the top of the 7th inning, and 8 of the 9 defensive positions on the Power have changed, and we'll get you to them in just a minute. Right, but leading off for the Heat, Jaeger Baldwin. And he's facing Kenny Keller. So Landazuri in line for the win as there's strike one. He finishes. We'll get the final line for him on just a moment. But now pitching, as I said, Kenny Keller, catching Tyler Nelson at first, Noah Ariola. At short, Isaac Rodriguez. Cato Kleiman moving from short to third base as there's ball one. It's a 1-1 count. And in left field, it's Blake Browning. In center field, Keenan Nadeau. In right field, KJ Moon. And Dalton Thomas still at second. He is the only one who is started on defense who is still out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And now you're starting to see Casey Dill's decision here to go to the bench and bring in guys here, obviously in a game where, they're the Power up 15-0. So nothing wrong with bringing in the guys and giving them extra play time before the season's over and they go back to their schools.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And Kenny Keller, his brother Casey, actually pitched yesterday. It was the closer, 1 inning. And Casey Keller, if that name sounds familiar, it's because he was the head coach of the Chill this summer. And I scored their playoff game against the Rush. Casey Keller's a really nice guy.
Yeah, a very humble guy, has the surfer hair flow type of feeling about him, and
sort of like me.
Yeah.
Except I don't surf.
But he helped the Chill this season where they were down in pretty much a rut in the PSCL and brought him pretty much all the way back.
That's fouled off into the stands. He'll stay alive with a full count.
They had a chance against a really good team in the Rush with Zach Novus running the Rush team, who were pretty much hot all the way through the playoffs before getting taken down by the A's.
So another payoff pitch, and there's ball 4. It's a leadoff walk. Jaeger Baldwin will get on base. And the final line for Angel Landazuri, he's in line for the win. 6 innings pitched, 81 pitches, no walks, 10 strikeouts, getting that very rare double-digit Ks number. 4 hits, no runs. So very, very solid night for Landazuri. And what could be his final appearance of the season for the Power.
Oh, yeah, very solid performance this season. 10 strikeouts, you talked about it, just 3 hits given up. Another very solid performance from Angel Landazuri. It's another guy that's just trying to get another opportunity to play professional baseball.
And Landazuri's been in the game for a while. Even since before I started calling baseball. Strike 1 to Corbett Freeman. Kenny Keller delivers. Ooh, nearly hit by pitch. There's ball 1. It's a 1-1 count to Corbett Freeman. One count. There's a very loud dog in the stands. There's strike 2. Justin, want to explain to the listeners what's going on, or should we just let that rest?
We'll let it rest.
Has a goofball in here in the press box with us. As there's strike 3, 1 out in the top of the 7th. You were trying your best not to crack, burst out laughing.
No.
You succeeded.
There has been times this season where that hasn't worked out.
Mainly with me, right?
You and that other guy named Mr. Buxton.
Yeah, he's funny too.
He is funny. He also has a goofball, but he's our goofball.
Yes. Ball 1 for Israel Gandera. That's hit over to Dalton Thomas, outstretch of the arm, and because the base runner going to second didn't even see that, it will be a fly-out catch and then an unassisted out. He didn't even bother to throw it to Ariola. Another unique play you don't see very often here, folks, but that is we're top of the 7th inning for you. We're going to the bottom. It's stretch time here in Palm Springs. You're listening to Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power on YouTube.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for. Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
All right, welcome back. It's the bottom of the 7th inning. Stretch time just ended. Tyler Nelson it's a straight switch. He's now catching for Matt Chavez and hitting for him. It's the middle of the order. He'll get his first at-bat of the night, starting out on defense first. He was on deck before when Noah Ariola struck out looking. He takes ball 1.
Yeah, this will be a pretty interesting at-bat because the last time Tyler Nelson had a pinch hit at-bat, he hit a ball to left center field that almost got out of the park but ended up getting off the wall. And then resulting in the Power dugout telling him, hey, hit the weight room, buddy.
That was him, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I know. I thought that was KJ Moon, actually, that hit that. That was just shy of a home run.
Both of them.
Oh, both of them did? Okay.
No, there was one against the SoCal Mavericks where KJ Moon hit one to right center field that came off the wall, and that elicited the SoCal Mavericks to start doing push-ups to tell KJ Moon, you got to hit the weight room, buddy.
It's a 3-1 count now, as he thought that was ball 4, and instead Tyler Nelson will stay at the plate. Yeah, not to taunt a player on the team that's beaten you by double digits. So, but that's all they could celebrate that night. Strike 2, he swings and misses. It's a full count for Nelson. This is hit over into right center field. It's going to be in the 8-9 gap, and it is gone. A solo. Oh no, it is not. I thought it disappeared for a second. Instead, it's going to be a leadoff triple. It disappeared. I thought it was gone, and then I see them bend down right in front of the wall. So my apologies there. That was still a very well hit ball. He couldn't place it any better, and on his first plate appearance of the night, an extra base hit for Tyler Nelson.
Oh, yeah, it was a very well hit ball, and this time he hits it to the opposite field off the bat right there. Very big hit. Came off with an exit velo of probably over 90 miles per hour, and the only reason why we lost is because the Jensen sign out there is completely white, so that's why you couldn't see the ball, but
yeah,
it doesn't get out of the park again. Sorry, Tyler. You got to hit the weight room again, buddy.
I'm sure he's beating himself up for getting that triple. And here's Bryant O'Neill pinch hitting for the DH, Andrew Rivas. No balls, 1 strike, and there's ball 1. Actually, no, excuse me. No balls, 2 strikes. So Razzo came in the last inning. So this is second inning of work. He's given up 2 hits thus far. Right now, it's just giving for the Heat, giving their pitchers some reps before their conference playoffs.
Oh, they called a balk.
And now Tyler Nelson comes home. It's 16-0 Power.
Looks like Ian Razzo just moved his back foot just slightly, and obviously deception by the pitcher is illegal, and that's why that balk call happened.
And struck out looking was Brian O'Neill, and he doesn't like that call. So it's 1 out and 1 run have happened so far here in the bottom 7th. And a balk is difficult to make because, you know, sometimes it's just the pitcher who knows what they're trying to do. They just have to be better at balancing themselves. Sometimes we see them kind of pivot their foot in the wrong way or lose balance on the mound as they're looking to pitch, and they're beating themselves up over it. We saw that with Kopech earlier this year on the Dodgers. And there's ball 1 to Blake Browning.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen that a few times before. We have also seen some weird balk calls this year as well, especially in particular the PSEL playoffs, or the PSEL All-Star game versus the Power, where they called a balk on the pitcher for stepping on the dirt of the mound while the play was happening, which is obviously an illegal play in college baseball. And by the way, I wanted to give this out to the folks, but welcome Blake Browning into your Power debut.
Yes, another PSCL player now making his debut with the Power, and makes contact on the ball, and it goes foul just before getting to third base. That was on the white line for at least 20 feet.
No, that's stuck on that line like thin glue, and it carried all the way down. Thought it was going to hit that first base back, but it barely just missed it by an inch.
Yeah, Blake Browning rocking number 35, taking the number of Trevor Eby for the time being. Yeah, but he's relieves Grayson Gegg in left field and in the batting order. There's ball 3.
Blake Browning was a force for the A's this season. This is another guy that has a lot of good power. 2 home runs this year with the A's, and looking to continue that. Also, former teammate of our colleague, Stephen Buxton.
And it's a full count. Yeah, Stephen Buxton, currently the public address announcer tonight.
This is somebody that helped Xavier High School get to a big point in baseball.
And a grounder 4-3 to retire him. 2 outs in the bottom 7th. It's a 16-0 lead for the Power over the Havasu Heat. KJ Moon. Pinch hitting, and now the new right fielder. A straight switch with Garrett Bavacqua. First pitch from Rezo. He ropes this into left field, and over there is Freeman. Was really close to left center, and that's going to buy KJ Moon enough time. He's going to get to second. He's going to go back. So a 2-out double. Way to go, KJ Moon.
Yeah, he absolutely took a pitch and roped it down that left field line, like you talked about, down the third base line in particular. 92 off the bat. And really, he got a very good eye on that pitch. You can see the way that he pushed that ball to left field and got it into the corner. Good hit there by KJ Moon, who, by the way, has been very cold of late, but he's starting to get right around on that bat and starting to get some good hits here, some quality at hits, I should say. He had some last night as well.
And he celebrated his 20th birthday earlier this week, and on that one, he struck, on his birthday, unfortunately, he struck out twice. He was swinging for the fences, really wanted to get a home run on his birthday, just did not work out, as Dalton Thomas fouls off the first pitch.
No, I mean, good for him, though, because, you know, when he was in that slump for a while, he was definitely beating himself up a lot in the dugout after he struck out multiple times and getting ground outs, and, you know, finally able to start finding that key in, and yesterday he had 2 hits, and now he's finally figuring it out. So I'm glad that KJ Moon is starting to figure out his ground in the batter's box.
There's swing and a miss for Thomas, so power down to their last strike of this inning. Razzo delivers. That's popped up into shallow right field. Looks like the first baseman or second baseman will make the call. The first baseman does, and is caught by Eisenhower for out number 3. And we're going to the top of the 8th, where the Power have a commanding 16-0 lead over the visiting Havasu Heat. You're listening to Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power on YouTube.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Welcome back. It's the top of the 8th. We're going to back to the top of the order with Aiden Markovich now pitching number 17, Isaac Quintero. So Kenny Keller just gets 1 inning. Here's the final line for him. 12 pitches, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no hits or runs. Oh, hit by pitch, and he'll go to first. A freebie for Markovich. He reaches base for the first time today.
Now batting number 22, Brendan Salmon.
This has been a very interesting season so far up until this point. We've seen a lot of ups and downs from the Power this year. You know, obviously we saw Isaac Quintero just hit the first batter with the first pitch. Not obviously the ideal situation, but he's had himself a pretty good season. But I'm talking about in retrospect just the fact that, you know, this season has seen its ups and downs, but it's been a fun one so far.
There's the first pitch to Semin. He takes strike one. Check swing, but it was in the zone.
I think this is the last one I'll be calling with you, actually. So I do have to say I appreciate our little chats and being able to call games together and have a little moment to laugh every once in a while.
Likewise. I really appreciate it, Justin. This popped foul.
We've seen some good stuff up in this booth. Almost got a foul ball.
Almost did. And I hid behind you.
I don't think I'll ever let that one go for you.
I'll gladly admit it.
Ladies and gents, he hid behind the smallest object in the room. I'm making a height joke, folks.
The 0-2 pitch swings and misses, and there's out number one. So now Semin will, in all likelihood, finish the night 2 for 4.
Not a bad day, too, though, actually, with those 2 singles and, you know, obviously finishing off the night with a strikeout. But also, power pitching staff locking it in with 12 strikeouts against all these Havasu Heat hitters here tonight.
Joe Miller, he is the 3rd right fielder and 3rd batter in the 3-hole tonight for the Heat, as he fouls that off, just skimming ever so slightly over the net and then over the fence at the top of the stands. The 0-1 pitch for Miller. Strike 2, and it falls out of the glove of Nelson.
You know, it's almost crazy when you look at the standings for the CPCL, now that I'm realizing this, but the Power finished off the CPCL play 13-5, and then you look at the Inland Valley Pirates, who finished their season with 13-6-1. They had 1 tie game this year. If that was a win for them, they would be ahead of us in the seeding right now.
Yeah, there's a swing and a miss, and Joe Miller goes down on 3 strikes, so 6 consecutive strikes thrown by Quintero. And yeah, that tie, it really is an interesting thing because the Power don't have any of that, and I'm interested to see exactly what the scenario was for that. That was not against us.
Yeah, a weird scenario too, because they took that loss, that tie game against the Inland Valley Bucks, by the way. So, you know, you get a tie game, and you kind of shoot your own organization in the foot, which is weird enough as it is.
And there's a pass ball. It goes right to Tyler Nelson. Maybe actually it might be a wild pitch, as it bounces off the turf and then it bounces off the grass, or excuse me, the dirt before it gets to his glove. And so it's a 1-0 count, and advancing to second is Aiden Markovich.
I'm being told by one of our colleagues that I need to say some words on broadcast, by the way, so I'm just going to say it for the sake of Tyler Bloomer. Ground beef and milk. How about that, Tyler?
Okay, I thought you were going to say what Nick Irvin wanted you to say.
No.
Okay.
No. We're not. Yeah, good thing we're not going to address that.
Ball 2. I was like, damn, you bold, Justin.
You don't want me to be bold on broadcast, trust me.
Okay. On deck is Jackson Barnett.
I would lose my job.
Yeah, 2 outs in the top of the 8th. There's ball 3. So runner on second after the wild pitch. It's a 16-run lead for the Power. Quintero delivers. Strike 1, and the umpire slow to make a call there. It was almost, I thought it was ball 4.
Yeah, there's been a lot of late calls from a few of the umpires the last few games, actually. It takes you back to the good old Little League days of junior umpiring.
Fouls that off. It's now a full count.
I had a conversation with Stephen Buckson in the game against the Inland Valley Pirates about you know how Little League umpires have their different ways of calling it. The one move that I had was taking your fist, switching it with the other one, and pointing in the air. And for whatever reason, it was called in the league as Superman.
Yeah, and it's usually your your dominant hand that you pump backwards, and the opposite one that you pump out. This is drifting, foul, and out of play.
I like how we're breaking down umpire calls up here in the broadcast. It's fun to do, though. But then there's the ones where the umpire throws his hand up in the air, and then he does the little rip.
Yeah, that's another one. It's just like I came to that assessment because when I did it, my it's just ordinary reaction, your dominant hand to go backwards. It's like when you do your arms like rotate your arms around each other, you always put the start out with the dominant hand on top. It's another payoff pitch. Fouls it back, he stays alive once again. We'll see if Quintero finishes this game or if we're going to have one more pitcher. But he has 2 strikeouts and a hit by pitch. Those are the results of the 3 batters he has faced thus far. Power leads 16-0. And if they win this game, Casey Dill will most likely get a ice water bath to celebrate his 600th win. This is drifting into right field. Moving back, making the catch is KJ Moon for out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Heat remains scoreless. You're listening to Palm Springs Power YouTube and Fox Sports 1270 AM radio.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow.
Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, welcome back. It is the bottom of the 8th inning. Chad Berry now on the mound for the Havasu Heat, number 32. So Ian Rezo, he is done. His final line, 2 innings, 36 pitches, 0 walks, 3 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run, and it was earned. So now we're back, starting with the top of the order with Isaac Rodriguez. 0 for 1 since coming in for Austin Haller in the leadoff spot. Strike 1.
And now pitching for the Heat, number 32, Chad Berry.
Yeah, that top of the order for the Power still has yet to get a hit, by the way.
That's being fouled off into the park next door, so no balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, no hits and only 1 time on base, and it was because of a fielder's choice. So yeah, that leadoff spot in the which is usually at least averages 1 hit for the Power, none so far tonight, and this is probably the last time we're going to see a batter in the 1 hole for the Power. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One thing that has eluded the Heat on defense tonight is a 1-2-3 inning. They got close with 4 in 2 innings, but yeah, haven't had a 1-2-3 yet. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Rodriguez goes down. 1 out in the bottom 8th with a Power leading 16-0.
Now batting number 7, Cato Kleinman.
And we saw this a few nights ago as well when there were all but 2 spots in the batting order with the change. Right now, tonight, it's Cato Kleinman and Dalton Thomas who have not been relieved in the order. Now, Cato Kleinman does have a defensive change. He went over to 3rd, but he is still in the same spot in the lineup.
Yeah, this is actually the same thing that also happened in the second game against the Pirates where they switched out all those starters. The only guys who were left in was Garrett Bavacqua, and yeah, that was about it actually.
1 ball, 1 strike for Cato Kleinman. And that's hit over the head of the second baseman into right field. Joe Miller comes and scoops up. It's a 1-out single for Cato Kleinman, and that will likely put him at 3 for 4 on the night. He had 3 hits, all of them singles, a run scored, 2 sacrifices, by the way. So he has a couple of RBIs tonight as well.
He's been hitting the ball pretty well so far throughout the last stretch of games that we've seen him, and he's still showing off why he's been such a good staple in that lineup for Casey Dill.
First pitch fouled back. It's going to land probably right in front of the press box. That's Keaton Nato at the plate right now. And no, I stand corrected. It goes over the press box.
How about 11 singles tonight from all the power hitters? 3 doubles and 1 triple.
Hit into left center field. It's got enough hang time. We'll see if it's caught by Markovich, and it is. For out number 1 going, or excuse me, out number 2 going back to first is Cato Kleinman.
Now batting number 40, Noah Ariola.
Noah Ariola, he, in that solo home run last night, our TrackMan guy was also his PSCL head coach, John Tessier of the Bootleggers, and he was pumped when he hit that home run. He's like, yeah, that's my guy, and he's a proud coach.
Proud coach, and Noah Ariola is a proud player as well. It's how he's played in the PSCL this year. This is a guy who is looking to find a new home, uncommitted, 6'4" freshman, 220 pounds, got all of his years of eligibility. Yes, he is a little bit older, but he's ready to play baseball at any given moment.
So 1-0 count to Ariola. Strike 1, right down Broadway.
And if anything tells you about his stature and the ability to hit the ball out of the park, that tells you he's a guy that can instantly you can plug into your lineup and make a difference for any baseball team.
Oh, there's ball 2. Bounces in the dirt and it gets away from the catcher, but the Cato Kleinman does not advance. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yes, Sean McGinty is catching, so it's a straight switch with Jake Cook. Swing and a miss, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Noah Ariola struck out looking to end the 6th inning. Going to get on base once tonight. Hits that into right field, and that'll drift foul. Joe Miller chasing all the way to the foul ball line before giving up on it. Fans, on Friday night, we will be hosting the San Diego Stars, so don't forget to tune into that game right here on YouTube and Fox Sports 1270 AM radio at 7 p.m. And on the call for that will be Stephen Buxton and Johnny Maldonado. This is hit into left field, a line drive, not anywhere close to being caught, and that will be a double. Moving over to third is Cato Kleinman. Nice job by Noah Ariola, who will finish the night 1 for 2.
Yeah, well, like we just described about Noah Ariola, his ability to get the ball out in great spots, and he puts in the left center gap off that great hit, 94 miles per hour off the swing. And like we talked about, once you plug him into a spot where he can make damage, he can get the job done, and he just showed off why.
So here's Tyler Nelson. Swing and a miss. That was low and outside. Out of his reach.
I think Tyler wants another chance at hitting a home run here.
Yeah, he had that triple, in which we thought it was a home run because it landed right in front of the Jensen sign, which is white, just like the baseball. And he did eventually come home to score on a balk, but it was the triple and the balk, weird combination, as he's down 0-2 in the count. And earlier we were talking about the catcher depth at the Power that got even better with the acquisition of Matt Chavez. And so it's interesting to see as he goes down swinging on 3 strikes. So through 8, it's 16-0 Power. The shutout is 3 outs away, and the 600th win is also 3 outs away. We'll be right back here on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio and Palm Springs Power on YouTube.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Welcome back. It's the top of the 9th inning. Power looking for that shutout win. They're up 16-0, and there's strike 1. And Richie Amavisca is the closer. Jackson Barnett leading off for the Heat this inning. Hits that into right field towards Blake Browning, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
This is a chance for these 2 pitchers in particular. We saw Isaac Quintero and Kenny Keller, and then now we're seeing Richie Amavisca here in the situation to say, hey, you know, you're probably going to be our guys in the playoffs, so let's give you some more reps, let's give you some extra innings, and let's get you out there so we can, see where you guys are at, so we can get ready for the CPCL playoffs.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister, and yeah, they sound very similar when you say them. They're both 4 letters, and they're both abbreviations.
Yeah.
So there's ball 1 to Caleb Eisenhower. Ball 2. On deck is Jaeger Baldwin. Ball 3. And the final line for Isaac Quintero, 1 inning pitched, 15 pitches, no walks, 2 strikeouts, no hits, and no runs. Strike 1. In the final line, Chad Barrett had that 1 inning in the bottom of the 8th against the Power, so 19 pitches, no walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 hits, and no runs. A swing and a miss. Full count now for Eisenhower. And that will drift foul. He'll stay alive, soaring just within feet of the light pole down the third base line. Justin, as you see this dominant victory here for the Power, just 2 outs away, what do you think, the morale will be for Casey Dill? This is hitting to right field for a 1-out single. And so now Caleb Eisenhower will finish 1 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, sorry, obviously that hit was happening. But in terms of Casey Dill, just the way that, he's watched this team develop, and, it was a rocky start. It's not exactly the most ideal team that he's really been working with for some part of it. Last year they were kind of on cruise control all the way until the CPCL playoffs. But it's a good sign to see that they're starting to get on the right track and be able to do things that I'm sure you probably saw on the team from last year, and now they're putting it all together. So I'm sure this is a big morale booster for Casey Dill. And it's you have a few faces returning also from last year's championship team. I talked to him before the game, went into his office. He just said, it feels good to reach that milestone. I've been here a long time. But really, we're just want to get ready for the CPCL playoffs, and that starts with putting our best foot forward. He remained humble. And, yeah, he's definitely one of the backbones of the Power. Hit into left center field. Moving over is Keaton Nato to make the catch route number 2. And, yeah, I think that's another big thing when you talk about just where they have been historically. And when you talk about summer ball, it's usually just shed it off as like, hey, you played for a summer baseball team, so what, right? In that kind of way, like you get extra reps, you're trying to show off to teams that you want to go move to a different place and be able to, show to teams that you can be a contributing factor.
There's strike 1 to Corbett Freeman. Yeah, summer ball, they may think it's just an extracurricular activity, but really it's also to stay fresh. And if you're in the portal or you're uncommitted, to show to any coaches you might be in contact with, hey, I could still play, and look at the level of competition I went up against. Yeah, and the other thing is that, especially with the CPCL, and anytime you're in a playoff situation, you want to be able to show off to coaches like, hey, I can play in a playoff situation when the moment calls for it the most. This hit into right field. It's going to bounce before it gets over to Blake Browning, so a 2-out single, and that will move Caleb Eisenhower over to second. So not done yet. And now here's Israel Gandera. Any point right now can be one pitch away. That's what we always hear from the dugouts as that bounces past the mound, and the quick throw over. It's 6-3 Rodriguez to Areola, and that's out number 3. And I don't think Keaton Nato realized it at first, but yes, that is how the game will end. 16-0 Power defeat the Havasu Heat. And Casey Dill gets his 600th career win as manager of the Palm Springs Power. Angel Landazuri will get the win and player of the game. Riley Whitlow will get the loss. Power had 17 hits to the Heat's 4, and each team had 2 errors. What are your final thoughts? It's going to be six hits. I mean, the big thing tonight was just the ability to strike first and early. We saw 4 hits in the first, 4 hits in the second, runs I'm talking about. Runs in the third, and then 6 runs in the 4th inning. It was an all-out, guns out for the Power tonight, and if anything tells you how the CPCL playoffs is going to look, Inland Valley Pirates better watch out. I'm sure they will, and they'll see this final score on social media, and they'll definitely try to work their game plan around it. But for right now, that's all that we have here from the Agua Caliente Casinos booth. I'm Charlie Gonzalez, and joining with me tonight was Justin Lee, our public address announcer, Stephen Buxton, who was also playing little jokes on us in here, but we were able to stay focused. It was tribal night here. It was a fun game. And Casey Dill, congratulations to you. It's 2 milestones in 1 week. And we're for the Power, we're going to sign off now. But on Friday night at 7, you will hear Stephen and Johnny on the call for the game against the San Diego Stars. Thank you all for watching and listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.